name is Lauren Kenintiz, and my dad was diagnosed when I was 21 years old.
My name is Sam Anderson, and I was 19 years old when I found out my dad was diagnosed with Alzheimer's.
My name is Alyse Armentrout, and I was 14 years old when I learned about my dad's diagnosis.
When we first found out about his diagnosis, we didn't really know much about Alzheimer's. We didn't really know how it progressed. We thought, Alzheimer's was a disease that mostly affected people who were much older than my dad at the time. I think, he was in his 50s, like early 50s.
I've always been a problem solver, and so I thought it was something that we could do stuff and fix, and dad would be just fine. And over the years, I've come to know that it's a journey, that there are no treatments right now, but there's a lot that we can enjoy throughout the journey still. And so it was a lot through those first couple of years of reframing my thinking and what was expected of my dad and what quality time looked like with him. It did change, but I think right now what I found is that I enjoy the time I have with him so much more because I know how precious those moments are.
It was really hard for me to learn at a young age that my dad was diagnosed with dementia and then later Alzheimer's. He expressed to me in the early years how, he was nervous and he was scared. He was always saying, we'll always have each other to support one another, and I think that is something that's been really important, is just having our whole family around each other to rally behind my dad and behind each other and continue to support one another.
When I look back, I think about my dad in such a positive light, and so many soccer games and tournaments he took us to. But some of those memories start to fade as you see this person changing. I got married last year, and I think we were able to have a father-daughter dance to a Jimmy Buffett song. My dad's always been a huge Jimmy Buffett fan, and we had the most beautiful 3-minute dance, and I could just see the joy in his eyes and how much he loved it. And looking back at those pictures, it's one of my fondest memories of my dad.
I was home for an entire summer. Our brother had recently moved to a house that was about 10 minutes away, and one of my dad's daily tasks was to go and pick up their dog every day and drop off their dog, because he would watch the dog during the day. Since he had trouble with directions but was still able to drive at the time, I would ride with him every day, twice a day, to help him with the directions, and we would just chat and get to spend that quality time together.
We're really fortunate that my dad is very positive and outgoing, still. I think that is a struggle that many people who are diagnosed with Alzheimer's have, is that frustration and that anger. So we're really very lucky that my dad is so happy and upbeat. So I see a lot of hope in those moments.
Now that I'm further along in this journey, I have better perspective on, but I remember him thinking will he know the names of my kids? Because we're pretty young. And that was really important to me. And when he was going along, he knew my niece and my nephews. He knows their names. But more than that, he loves them so much. And at his core, he has so much love to give. And that's what gives me hope. Whether he knows my kids' names or not, he's gonna love them. And they're gonna feel that regardless of his ability to know their name. And so it kind of puts things in perspective of what's important in life. And taking that perspective about finding the joy in those moments, because I could choose to be angry that he's not going to know their names, or I could choose to be sad. And there are days that are easier than others. But at the end of the day, he still is who he was before his diagnosis. And so that's the perspective that I choose to view the world with. And at his core is love. And so I find hope in that.